How's it all, you beautiful people in the world watching this? This is MMN65 to you all, and welcome back to the channel, guys. Guys, I'm sorry that I have been gone for a long time. I've been getting some stuff lately and getting through some stuff. I've been getting through life. I've been getting through life, guys. And during this whole time, I helped my brother get his new setup ready and everything. Like, if you guys remember this room, it used to be a loud bed over here, like just a bed that was actually a couch and a box that held the TV. But now there's a table and this. This is my brother's setup, but I'm basically using it for my videos, so I don't need to stand all the time. But that's not the thing I was going in. So guys, the more reasons is that I finally got a job, guys. I got a job, and I'm actually very happy about it because it's something that I want to do and all that. But I'm not going to bore you with my life. Let's get into the video. America, South Africa. America, South Africa. America, South Africa. Sorry, guys. Today's video is on the differences between the South African, basically the South African language, how we work and all that, and the Americans. Now, I've seen some things in America. I have friends that are actually living in the U.S., and there are also YouTubers in that. I've talked to them in that. They've told me on everything they do for... that everything they do in America... Sorry, guys, I'm like... that's good. But anyway, let's go into the differences of America, between America and South Africa. There is a lot of differences, even between America and Britain. A lot of countries have their different ways in that, but I'm going to tell you 5 things that are mostly different in South Africa. Maybe not 5, I'm not sure. We're all random here, you know? We're random, guys. Alright, the first thing that we're going to start right now. Languages, guys. Let's start with languages, and this will have been involved in a lot of things. In the United States, I've seen that in the United States with schools and even in life, the most spoken languages in there is American English, Spanish, a bit of Chinese, because I hear a lot of people over there speak Mandarin, ones who have moved from China into the United States. And I think that's all. I think there's also a bit of Italian, because I hear a lot of Americans from New York are basically descendants of Italians who went into the United States. But in schools, they usually teach them Spanish, French, and English in their schools. That's what they taught in their schools in that, and basically, you would have to learn this, like, day to day. You have to learn it, and you have to get a pass on it. That's how the language is. In South Africa, we have a lot of languages. A lot of languages, guys. A lot of them. For daily life, there is English, Afrikaans, Zulu, Xhosa, Ndebele, and a few others. I can't name them all because then this video would be an hour long. But yeah, there's a lot of languages that are spoken in our country, but in schools, only 2 of the languages that are taught in the country. It is English and Afrikaans. And let me tell you guys, Afrikaans was very difficult for me. As you can hear by my voice, guys, I come from a family of half Afrikaans, half English family. My mom was mostly English. My father was part of a Boer family. A Boer family is basically like people who speak mostly Afrikaans and have to learn English over time. But my dad was fluent in Afrikaans and English. God rest his soul. But me, I have tried to learn the language here and there. I've learned a bit of the language. I've learned the swear words. You have to learn the swear words if you're living in South Africa. But basically, it's much different from English. Like saying a sentence like, hello, my name is MMN65, would usually go, Hoe My name is MMN65 or the MMN65 would actually have to be put in Afrikaans at points, but you can say it in English if you want. You can say your name in English and say in the Afrikaans sentence, and it's bloody difficult. One word could mean two different variations. The word dus means vagina. It means the swear word, like with the P word. I can't say that because this is now a friendly channel. This is a friendly channel. But anyway, do apologize. To get some energy. But anyway, guys, with that, it basically means two things. One is the vagina, if you want to swear at a person, but if you want to, for some odd reason, dus also means box. So you go up to a person and say, "Gandet man, ek sal de dus by my huis gesit." I'm not very good at Afrikaans, guys. I only know how to say a few words. I am born in South Africa, but I'm mostly fluent in English because that's what I was raised with. English. And plus, it's easier. But yeah, that's basically that. With the language base in schools and everything. The second thing is how we say certain things. In the United States, a traffic traffic light where it has the red, the yellow, the green. In America they call them traffic lights, where you have to stop at red and go on green. In South Africa we call them robots or robots. Basically, we call them robot. That's the whole thing with South Africa and America, how they differ, because we say certain things in a different way than from America. It's kind of like the British. Because South Africa, we use the Queen's English, unlike the U.S., who uses American English, which is totally different. Like, in America, they would call it a sweater, that like something you would keep warm, something we call a jumper, where basically you put it on and it keeps you warm in that. A few other things, like in America, they say water. They say it like the T is a D. That's how they say it. Water. Can I get a glass of water? In South Africa, we use the Queen's English and we say water. That's how we say it. It's just like the British and everything. We say certain things, like in the U.S., a chip you see in a packet, like Lace, Doritos, and that's what they call chips. And what those potato slices that are fried in oil, they call them fries or French fries. In South Africa, we don't call that. The packets of chips like Lace, we call them crisps, like how the British say crisps. And the chips the fries that are fried in the oil, and that we call them chips. Chips, crisps, America, fries, chips. That's how they say it. And other things, and everything is like sort of different every time. Like in America, they call our zebra a zebra, saying Z. Who says Z? It's zeb. It's z. It's not z. It's not z. It's z. I would bring out xylophone, but that has an X in it, so. Do apologize. It's how us South Africans differ from the United States. We say things totally different from what they say. There are other things here and there, like they would call a swimming uniform or a swimming suit. They would call it a bikini or trunks, and that we call it a swimming suit. And it happens a lot in everything. So that's number 2. Number 3 is the schools, guys. I have seen some documentaries. I've seen everything. I've even gotten information from everyone I know who lives in the US. In schools, they are totally different from South Africa. In schools, where you have to put away your books and that you get a locker. You get a locker, you get a lock, and that you put your stuff in there, and then you take out what you need and you go to your class. And also with like yeah, and then it's like in a big area. It's like indoors. It's like a giant area where it's indoors. There's no outdoors here or there. It's indoors. You put your stuff here and there. I have heard of places that are outdoors where there's outdoor lockers where you put your stuff in. Gym teams who do football, basketball, hockey, and that they get a separate area, a gym area where they can put their normal stuff away and put on their gym uniform and then go for there. And it happens in high school and primary school where they always have gym and everything. And most importantly, they have cafeterias, big areas where students can go and they can sit around. They have a tray. They get a certain food from the cafeteria ladies, and they just eat. They pay for food, but that's how they are. They sit on the table. They sit. They talk to their friends. Eat. When the bell rings, they go back. You know what's with us in South Africa? I used to go to the school of Furuntuai, and this happens to every school, most schools in South Africa. Instead of lockers in the United States, we had to carry every single book. Before like we got all the books, like the textbooks, the writing books, the study books, or anything. We were given a little paper, a piece of paper that would show us the type of periods that we go to. 7 periods. 7 periods, which would be 2 for the first break, 3 for the second break, and two more for after that. That used to be 5. For 7 though, it was 3 break, 2 gone, back home. That was us, and we did not have lockers to put our books away. We had to carry. This is from me. I had to carry 2 different bags to carry all of my books, like my writing books and my textbooks, for the periods I had to go. And most of the time, I would have to go to every single period. Every single period. No joke. Like, usually it would be 1 period, put away your book. And that was usually LO, life orientation. We would put away at home and then take it to school. Now, I had to carry, on a backpack, I had to carry my textbooks, and in a sling bag, I had to carry my writing books. It was massacre. It hurt my back. My shoulder was in massive pain. My back felt like I was holding like someone on my back. I was like, dude, could you lighten the weight here? That was me. That was most of us. Second, the school was outdoors. Like, yeah, the classes, you go in there and all that. But the whole area, 75% is outdoor area. You walk outside. There is no roof, like corridors where you could walk, and there was no like that. There was like upstairs. That was one thing. But some of the times, there's nothing like that. Gyms. We did not have gym classes. We literally had to carry all of our equipment on a separate bag. I saw kids carrying 2 or 3 different bags. 2 for the books, 1 for the books, or one of those, and the other for their gym equipment. Because we did not, because in South Africa we don't have the money to pay for those type of lockers, because those things are expensive here in my country. I mean, there are certain type of high schools that did have it, but I lived in Johannesburg, so it was different. Yeah. And we did not have cafeterias. We did not have areas where you could sit, you get a tray, you collect the food, and you go. We had something called a tuck shop, which was a small place where you had to have money, go up to them, pay, take your food, and try to find a seat. But most of the time, it's just field where people were playing soccer or rugby, or it was steps that were covered in dust because it was outside. But the one thing I say that was good when I was in high school is that one of the teachers actually paid for my meal, paid for the meal for us, for my family when we were going to high school, because at the time we didn't have money and that. So yeah, so I would always collect a Coke and either a hamburger, a sausage, or some chips. That's how I got my meal. That was our schools and that, and our teachers was strict. America, they have strict teachers, but it's mostly either suspension or the teachers get yelled at for no reason, saying it's their fault. In South Africa, we don't take shit. Sorry for my language, but there was this teacher, Miss Boodoo. Miss Boodoo, you made her angry. Slap across the back of the head, usually in the face. And it was not abuse, because these kids would actually say horrible things, and it was known as self defense. It is not abuse, it is discipline. It's something that our world does not have. That was number three. Number four. Number four, guys, will go into money. Now, in the US, I've seen it a lot. In the US, for their coins, they have the cents, they have quarters, they have dimes, they have nickels, and they have all that. And it's a certain amount of money for each one. And then they would have like a dollar, like a full note dollar. Then they would have $5, $10, $100, $200, and everything. You know what we have in South Africa? Now I don't have the notes here, but we for the small change, for cents, we have the 10 cent, the 20 cent, and the 50 cent. We used to have 1 cent, but those got removed, and 5 cents also. But those were the 3 cents. For rands, we got 1 rand, 2 rand, 5 rand. That's it. Then we had notes. Now, each note had a different one. Back then, and even today, it still has it, like in the small corner. For the 10 rand, it was green and had a rhino on the back. For the 20 rand, it was a elephant and it was brown. 50 rand was red and had a lion. Blue, and I actually have them. The blue one was 100 rand note, as like this, and had wildebeest on it. It had a wildebeest, as you can see there. Sorry, I didn't mean that, but that was the old one. I'll show you the new one soon. And for the 200 rand note, we had these. It was a brown. I think it was a orange. I think it's an orange color or brown. The brown. So we're gonna say this is orange, and it has a leopard on it. Now that was the old money. Then after 2010, after the death of Nelson Mandela, they created these. These are the new notes. Now, as you can see, for the 100 rand note for back then, it used to be the wildebeest. It's still on here. The wildebeest is still on here. See at the corner, you can see them right here. See that right there? There they are. But it had Nelson Mandela's face to and you know what? This is not a bad note. I would actually keep this if I wanted to. If I could, keep something to show off to my kids if they do change this again, or remove paper money and they make cyber money. I don't know, but this I could say was beautiful. They did it for every note, and in the background they do still show the big five, like the rhino to the leopard, but it had Nelson Mandela's face on it, and I can say this is a beautiful rand. So yeah, in South Africa we had different, but if we had to bring this to America, this is basically monopoly money to them, because take 100 rand and divide it by 15.30. I want you to leave in the comments down below on what you get if you divide 100 rand by 15.30, and that's the amount of dollars you have. And number five is the one. Every country has its own problems. Every country has its here and there. In the US, they usually have like terrorist attacks. They have all this problem with the LGBT and that. They have problems here and there with crises, earthquakes, tornadoes, and that. That's something that the US has. In South Africa, with our problems though, we have what I said, the money problem. because of our government, the ANC. For us South Africans, we have three different governments that I know of: the EFF, the DA, and the ANC. Now, whatever part of South Africa they win, they are basically they own that. They own that. Because of our government officials, they literally, like, even our old president, Jacob Zuma, and he's become a meme now. He's become a meme. PewDiePie has seen him, and he's basically a meme now. Because of him and most of our government officials using the money to buy themselves brand new cars, go all around the world, or even have our, no joke, our firefighters take a truck full of water to fill up a pool, that's one thing. And it just goes like that, guys. Like, that's one thing that we have problems with. We do have tornadoes, like they're in Free State and that. But most of our problems are based off money. It's based off people and that. Like let's go into race. Now, I'm not a racist person. I am a person that believes that we are all equal. Our skin may be different in color, but you remove that skin, we are all flesh, bone, and blood. We are all equal. That's what I'm saying. We are all equal. We are equal. That's what I'm saying. But with our country, it's different from that. A lot of people in South Africa, white people hate black people. Black people hate white people. Colored people are just hated by both. That's how our country's acting now. I mean, it's very hard for a person in some countries, if you're white or colored, to get a job these days. And also, same with more other countries, how black people are unable to find a job in our country. That's one of the problems. I'm not basing this off one side. I'm basing it all on all sides. Black, colored, and white people in our country are having problems getting jobs, even though they're going to university. We are all human. We all are intelligent. We all have our own way of seeing things. But don't bring race into it. I see a black man, I see a colored man, I see a white man. You know what I see? I see equal. We are all equal. As I said, we all bleed, we all hurt, we are all human. None of us are different. That's why when I go up to a man, no matter what color he is, I say hello, I meet them. The only thing I judge anyone on is their personality. If I met three people, one was rude and that, one was nice, and one was that, I would choose based off the personality, how they act on people, how they treat people. Like, it's just like, who would you rather be friends with? A straight guy who beats his wife and goes to church for all of his own things, trying to act almighty, or a gay guy who treats everybody with respect, loves everyone, and shows no hatred for anyone? I would choose him because he's a nice person, not because he's gay. I'm not basing on if he's gay or straight. I'm basing on what he is, personality-wise, how he treats people. I mean, that's how I treat people. I don't base people off religion or race. I base them on who they are, on what they are inside, on how they treat people. That's how I base it on. That's why most of my friends are black, colored, white, Indian, Mandarin. I've met a lot of people from different countries, and the reason they're my friends is because of their personality and how they treat people, and how they're not like these cheerleaders from high school who treat everybody like shit, who treat people like garbage and everything, or these jocks and that. As I said, I treat people based off their personality and how they treat people. If they treat people horribly, I'm not going to be your friend. But if you are a good person and you treat people with respect, I will be there for you. I will be there for you no matter what. So guys, that's the differences between South Africa and America. In America, it's a lot of things. Like, I could even go on and say about how they are not helping people who were in war, suffering, and now they're on the street and nobody's even helping them. Guys who literally put their lives on the line for people and now they're on the street treated like garbage. But compared to South Africa, who is not like that. Like, there are a lot of people who went into war and all that, but I'm not even going to go into that. What I told you guys with the 5 things that are different from my country, South Africa, and America. There are more differences, but I'm not going to go through that in my video. Again, guys, either country, we are all the same. We all have blood, we all bleed, we all have blood, bone, flesh, no matter what skin color we are. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like, subscribe. If you're not, click the bell icon to see more of my amazing videos. And I hope you guys have a great day. God bless to you all. And to everyone out there who hasn't subscribed, subscribe to the channel now, because you will not regret it. This is Emberman65, signing out. Peace.